Welcome to the Valley Buzz. Today we're here at the 6th Annual Vermont Wildlife Festival. This festival was started back in 2010 and was originally located at the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum in Marlborough, Vermont. But as the festival has grown, so has its venue, and now you can find it at the base of Mount Snow right here in Westover, Vermont. The original intention of this festival was to give visitors and locals alike the opportunity to share their passion for the outdoors in all its facets. Representatives from the hunting and conservation communities, state agencies, nature centers, and wildlife rescues have all come together for a fun day of learning in the beautiful Vermont outdoors. With the help of Mount Snow, the Southern Vermont Chamber of Commerce, and Zoocademy, the museum's been able to keep the spirit of inclusiveness alive with live hands-on exhibits and a whole lot more. The Vermont Wildlife Festival has a wide variety of attractions that are sure to appeal to anyone with an interest in the outdoors. With live birds of prey, reptiles, and a live wolf demonstration, these animals will appeal to children of all ages. I'm here with the Assistant Director of the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum, Mike Clough. Mike, this is a great turnout today. What can folks expect to see here at the Vermont Wildlife Festival?
Well, we're actually very happy that they can see everything, really. The goal with the Wildlife Festival since the beginning has been to have something for everyone. So we've got the Sportsman's Club here, we've got fly fishing, if you're more of an outdoorsman in the traditional Teddy Roosevelt sense. But we also have great reptile rescue behind us. Vins is here, bird rescue, and really everything in between. You want to see probably the biggest collection of moose antlers you've ever seen, that's here. We've got great presentations going on all day long, including, probably the rock star, I gotta admit, is the live wolf, coyote, and fox program that'll be here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. The goal is to give everybody something to see. And despite the threat of rain we had today, that's not paying off. We're getting some good weather, and I think people are seeing it.
What was your initial purpose of this?
Well, I'm really glad you asked that, actually, because initially when we first came up with the idea to try to do this wildlife festival, and this is the first year we've had it at Mount Snow. Prior to this, we've been at our site on Hogback Mountain. And the idea from the beginning was to have something that anyone could do. We've always been either advertised either as free or as by donation. So if somebody doesn't have a lot of extra money and they want to do something with the kids, they can come here and they don't have to worry about breaking the bank. And at the same time, a visitor to the area who maybe doesn't know anything about Vermont, maybe they're a second homeowner or whatever, they've got something they can do too. And to have that whole being inclusive of everyone, not excluding anybody, and at the same time making it fun for all those diverse people. It's really been our goal.
A fun learning experience with lots to do. So it's my understanding that the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum is the one they put this together. Is that correct?
Yeah, it originally started out with really us doing it all on our own. Over the years, we've had different groups help out. This year, we were very fortunate to have the Southern Vermont Chamber of Commerce and Mount Snow Resorts, of course, and also Zoocademy, another local organization, all chipped in to really help make this happen.
So talk to me a little more about the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, we're located on Hogback Mountain, kind of right on the border of Marlborough and Wilmington, and we house the largest collection of native, it's taxidermy exhibits, but it's the largest collection of native species in Vermont. It's actually the third largest in New England. So we have over 600 mounts in the collection. Of course, that's not for everybody. So there are other exhibits interspaced, including the live animals. Most of them are here today, but the bald eagles are always a hit, and they're still up there. And primarily, we're educational organizations. So we go out to the schools and libraries, senior centers. Really, we go everywhere, trying to get people connected to the nature of Vermont, specifically the local environment. And hopefully we can use our resources to get people to go outside and see the real thing.
Well, if you come up to the Vermont Wildlife Festival, the proceeds do go to the nonprofit organization of the Southern Vermont Natural History Museum, so please come up and support them. I have been there, it's fantastic. The collection is amazing. The birds up at your museum are amazing, so we do appreciate what you do up there.
Well, thank you very much, Taryn. Thank you.
You're very welcome. We will see you soon. I'm here with the president of the Deerfield Valley Sportsman's Club, Jody Bose. Jody, what does the Deerfield Valley Sportsman's Club do for wildlife conservation?
Well, wildlife conservation is funded by the federal government. When we do hunter safety courses at the club, all that money that's provided to us to do those courses for the state come from the Pittman-Robertson Act, which is a tax that's put on sporting goods all throughout the nation and redivided back to the states.
How many years have you been at the Wildlife Festival now?
I believe this is our 4th year. This is our first year here at Mount Snow. We've been up at the Hogback Preservation for the last 3 years. This year we brought our indoor laser range. The last couple of years we had a small archery range up there with them.
Good. And have you seen that this event has expanded through the years?
Oh, definitely. From a few tents the very first year to very large tents this year.
Have you been able to walk around at all? Well, come on, get out there. Listen, I will take over the laser tag and you can go see the live wolf demonstration. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
So talk to me about the Sportsman's Club. What do you offer up there?
Well, we just got done with our annual hunter safety course that we always run in September. So we had 25 students back 2 weeks ago. So we do that usually twice a year. We're still doing trap and 5 stand on Tuesday nights and Saturday mornings. And other than that, it's still just a regular old happy range.
The Deerfield Valley Sportsman's Club and the American Museum of Fly Fishing are here to keep us learning about the hunting and fishing traditions here in Vermont. I'm here with Pete Nardini, the communications coordinator of the American Museum of Fly Fishing. Pete, talk to me a little bit about the museum.
Sure. So we're actually coming up on our 50th anniversary in 2018. We were founded in 1968. Started off with our friends at Orvis right next door. We were part of their left wing, kind of in the back. Didn't have a lot of stuff to show back then, but we've been growing throughout the years. We have some really interesting stuff. Ernest Hemingway, we have his fly rod, Bing Crosby, all that kind of stuff. So we have something for everyone there. It's pretty neat, from all across the country now too. So it's not just New England, it's all the way out to Utah, West Coast, and it's really nice to see how that's grown. So we're right next to the Orvis Manchester store. We've been in the building since 2008. It's like an old 1800s farmhouse. It's really neat. Yeah, and that's what we do, just preserve history. We do a lot of events at the museum. We have a festival every year too, and that's kind of what ties into today. We're here to, kind of promote the museum, get the word out. So
that's awesome. So what are you doing here at the festival?
So we're tying some flies here. Teaching whenever I can. I'm not very good at it yet, but I just started last winter. But trying to teach kids how to fly cast, just get them in the door. That's all they really need, because once you start, it's hard to let go, hard to put down that fly rod.
Well, I have not tried it before, but I would love to learn. Pete, tell me more about your festival and how you tie in with wildlife conservation.
Sure. So we hold the festival every August. It's usually the first or second weekend of August. And we have the Vermont Fish and Wildlife come and set up there. They have a great program. It's Take a Kid Fishing. So they teach kids, again, how to cast, not just fly rods, but just little bait caster rods, just to get the kids in the door fishing. Get them an appreciation really for the wildlife and all that we have here in Vermont, because there's a lot to do. We also work very closely with Southwestern Vermont Trout Unlimited. They're a very, very active organization. They do a lot of really, really important stuff in the community. Back when there was Hurricane Irene, they were actually very proactive before the storm, putting in some floodplain work. So when it did happen, there was a place for the water to go. So the fisheries around Manchester recovered quicker because of that. And we do a lot of work with Trout Unlimited. We do cleanups, river cleanups with them. We did one in Bennington actually earlier this year, and we found a shopping cart from Ames in Bennington that closed 30 years ago. So the trash has been literally there for 30 years. So it's something that, it's as fly anglers and just anglers and hunters in general in Vermont, it's something that if you're passionate about what you're doing, it's something you pick up the torch and you want to keep it natural, and really you get real perspective of what's out there and how it affects the fishing and the hunting that we have in this awesome state. So.
Yeah, it is an awesome state, and it was really nice to meet you guys, and you're doing a lot for the community, and it's a beautiful thing to see. Yeah, thank you. There's over 28 groups here at the festival who are on hand to entertain and educate. Here I'm with Lexi, who is representing a different couple wilderness programs. Lexi, talk to me about what you do.
Well, I am exceptionally passionate about wilderness education, adventure, skills, awareness, and development, specifically in our youth, but throughout our society, especially where we're going so far away from the earth, in particular into technology. And I think that there's a really important inherent balance in those two worlds that we need to be able to gap and be able to communicate about. And I think one of those ways is just building passion for nature and for nature skills and the old skills and the ancient skills. I work for the Vermont Wilderness School, a couple different programs. There's Art of Mentoring, which is a teen and family event once a year up near Killington. But the Vermont Wilderness Program School puts on a bunch of different programs. One of them is called OYASI, and that's actually the program that I grew up in primarily as youth, and got some of my best friends from there, and learned a lot of skills, and now I teach there.
And where is that based out of?
That's based out of the office is out of West Brattleboro. There's different locations. Primarily, the OYASI is out of the out of Dummerston, and it was also partly run by the community of parents as well at one point.
So what skills do you learn out of OYASI? What is the program like?
So OYASI, and I'll just speak to the other program, is Flying Deer Nature Center, which is in New Lebanon, New York. There's another program up in Montpelier called Earth Walk with Angela Gibbons. They all teach in different ways. They all teach more or less the skill of connection, the skills like the old sets where it's making the bow, making a fire primitively, but also games and developing awareness and skills bodily, like with each other as well. So there's actually hope that in the future at some point there can actually be wilderness schools that really take on more with the children, and we have a fully developed curriculum where we're learning nature-based and also social skills all combined together. I think that's really like a really beautiful combination. And so yeah,
That's a beautiful thing. And what skills are you teaching today?
So today I was showing off my bow, showing off my workstation here, and I was also, if we'll move over here a little bit, you can check out some of the items that I have. I have a hand drill, this is a really big one, but this is one of the earliest versions of fire making, simply by twisting this top piece of wood. This is like a tall shrub stalk you can find on the side of the road, basically, into this piece of softwood cedar here. You create this friction which ignites into a ember, which can then be placed in a tinder bundle, which is like a nest. Smallest material, the biggest material, and blown into flame. So that's one of my passions, like just the fire making principles itself. So that's one of the main things that I'm showing and demonstrating.
Very nice. The Vermont Wildlife Festival is a great event to attend for you and your family. We hope that you can make it to this event and all other local events going on in the state of Vermont, southern Vermont, and the Deerfield Valley. Thanks for watching the Valley Buzz. For Vermont Television Network, I'm Taryn Lawrence. Make sure to like us on Facebook, watch us on Duncan Cable, and stream us on Roku. We'll see you next time.